For decades now, the WWE has been trying to break into the mainstream conversation, and one of the ways that they've been doing this is by bringing actual mainstream celebrities, whether they're from Hollywood, singers, athletes, whatever it might be, and bringing them into the world of WWE television. Now, most of the time, these celebrity appearances are just that, appearances. They don't get physical, they don't have matches, they might be a special guest referee, have a backstage segment, be a guest general manager, whatever it might be, but for the most part, they don't tend to have matches. But then there's the select few that actually do have matches, and those are the ones that we're going to be looking at today, because today we're going to be tier ranking WWE celebrities that actually had matches in the WWE. And to clarify a few things, I'm only including celebrities that had actual matches in the WWE, like one with a bell and an official result. So I'm not including celebrities that got physical, like when Jon Stewart hit John Cena with a chair or anything like that. I'm also not going to include any of the celebrities that won the 24/7 championship, because otherwise I'll be here for hours. So I'm only including celebrity wrestlers that had matches in the actual ring, bell to bell. And hey, as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications if you're a wrestling fan. I'm so confident that you're going to fall in love with this wrestling channel because we upload daily wrestling content. Like I said, I've got my editor trapped in like a jigsaw-like trap, so he's never getting out. He's just here to edit, fellas. All right, so here are the tiers that we're going to be using. We have Hall of Fame, great, good, meh, and trash. Now, before we truly dive into things, let me just get this out of the way, because I know that there's going to be at least one of you jabronis that does this, and it's going to bother me, so I figured let me just tackle this now. Yes, okay, John Cena, Batista, and The Rock are celebrities. Yes, they are now super famous in the mainstream, and they tend to come back from time to time to make WWE appearances, so I guess, yeah, sure, it's a celebrity involvement, it's a celebrity match, sure, I'll give you that. I think it's stupid, and I wasn't going to include them anyway, because I figured we all would just agree that yes, they're Hall of Famers, but I know it's going to bother me if I see one comment about this, so here it is. John Cena, Hall of Fame. Batista, Hall of Fame. And The Rock, Hall of Fame. Can we drop this? Can we move on and actually look at the other celebrities now? Yes? Okay. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. All right, now let's really start. Let's start off with Snooki from the Jersey Shore. And if you don't know who Snooki from the Jersey Shore is, I wish I was you. I wish I did know what Gym Tam Laundry was. But unfortunately, when I was in college, the Jersey Shore was like the biggest thing in all of popular media. Like if you even wanted a chance with a female, okay, as a straight man, I wanted a chance with a female, you needed to be up to date with all the Jersey Shore lore. It was the God-given rule, unfortunately. Anyways, so I'm aware of who Snooki is, and she had a tag team match at WrestleMania 27. It was, oh God, it was bad. It was bad. It was terrible. And I mean, like, you know what? Shockingly, she's a gymnast, so at the very least, she could move around like a little bit like an athlete. But this was your most stereotypical, prototypical celebrity appearance where they do the very minimum and collect the paycheck and get out of here. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know if she is a fan of the WWE, but like, to me, it just felt like she was there to get the paycheck and go home. And as big as the Jersey Shore was, I still don't think that she was a big enough celebrity to have a WrestleMania match. Like, this is like, we aren't talking about Brad Pitt or Celine Dion or anyone that's like truly famous across the planet. Like, Snooki was literally a flash in the pan, a moment in time. She was only going to be famous and popular for the duration of the Jersey Shore. Beyond that, there's no use of calling her really a celebrity, because she's just gonna ride off of the fame of the Jersey Shore for the rest of her life. Meanwhile, an actual like talented celebrity we can celebrate for years and years, but you know, when we're looking at WrestleMania 45, we're not gonna be looking back at the star of the Jersey Shore having a match, you know, fondly. Okay, so trash. Maria Menounos. I don't know what she does. She just appears like quite often on WWE television. I think she's like a talk show host. I don't know. Anyways, I can tell that she genuinely loves the WWE, and she's had a couple of matches in the WWE. So, and one of them actually being at WrestleMania 28, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyways, I would still put her at meh. It doesn't have the in-ring chops. And again, like, to criticize somebody that isn't a wrestler for not having the in-ring chops is a little bit bit, you know, disingenuous and probably a little bit mean, but we've also been spoiled in recent memory by celebrity involvement. So I have to, you know, the bar has definitely been raised. So I got to put Maria Menounos into the meh category today. Congratulations to Cavier for winning the $1,200 giveaway and YSL Tony 56 for winning the $1,500 giveaway. And Capital One has been kind enough to do another giveaway, this time of $1,750 or a gaming PC plus a monitor. You can take the cash or the computer and monitor if you win. You can have one or the other. But to enter, it's super simple. You just have to go to the very top link in the description or in the pinned comments. Once you click it, it'll take you to this landing page here. Once you're here, click here to enter giveaway. Then make sure you put in your email and your username. Make sure you put in a valid email because that's where we're gonna contact you if you win. From there, it'll take you to the Capital One shopping extension landing page where you can install the extension with one click. And once the extension is installed onto your browser, you are in and you are set to go. You don't need to make an account with Capital One. Just make sure that the extension is fully installed and you're in. Thank you very much to Capital One Shopping for sponsoring this month's streams. Let's go ahead and grab Butterbean. If you don't know who Butterbean is, he's one of the most powerful heavyweight boxers of all time. Like, this man could knock out a dinosaur if he wanted to. And for some reason, the WWE had the brilliant idea to have an actual real boxing match between Butterbean, who at the time was 48-1 and had won about 90% of his matches via knockout, versus a Joe Schmo WWE superstar in Bart Gunn. Now, Bart Gunn, kind of a legit badass, all right? He's a tough guy, but not Butterbean badass, all right? If this was a worked boxing match, maybe it could have worked if there was acting involved, but there was no acting. Butterbean was told, go out there and kill him. And he did that. He pretty much absolutely ended Bart Gunn's life, definitely ended his career, because once that happens to you in the world of the WWE, when you get knocked out cold and you get put to sleep like that, there's no returning. I mean, Butterbean did his job. I mean, he was told, go out there and box. He did it very, very well. So I'll put Butterbean into the good category. I'll just question why in the world they would have Butterbean go out there and absolutely annihilate a WWE wrestler like that. Let's go ahead and grab Snoop Dogg. And yes, Snoop Dogg has had an official match in the WWE. Not just a match against a future WWE Hall of Famer, multi-time WWE champion in The Miz at WrestleMania of all places. If you forget, that match was supposed to be The Miz and Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon's quad said, not today. So in a bout of absolute brilliance, I have to call it what it is, brilliance, Snoop Dogg, being the awesome MC that he is, stepped in and said, this is my match. Sure did like a little people's elbow, looked like a dangling noodle out there because he didn't know what he was doing. But the fact that he had the presence of mind to say, no, we need to entertain the people. There was supposed to be a match. The Miz was supposed to lose. Let me step in without being told to do so and do it, was absolutely brilliant. He saved that. He saved that segment from going down as one of like the most embarrassing segments in WWE history to a very much talked about segment in the mainstream media. And Snoop Dogg got a tremendous amount of praise for this. I have to put Snoop Dogg into the great category. Next, I've got Green Arrow himself, Stephen Amell, who ended up having a pretty decent match at SummerSlam. I believe he was tagging with Neville, taking on Stardust, aka Cody Rhodes, and King Barrett. And you know what? Like, he puts in the work. Like, Stephen Amell, you could tell, is a fan of this. Also, he's starring in that wrestling show. Somebody's gonna have to remind me the name of the show. Put it in the comments below, okay? This is your chance to show me up. But Stephen Amell, you can tell, is a genuine fan of the world of professional wrestling, has a tremendous amount of respect. It puts in the work to actually train. Like, he doesn't just show up for the bag. Not only has he had matches in the WWE, but he's gone on to have a match over in AEW as well against Christopher Daniels, in a great match over there as well. So actually, technically, it wasn't AEW. It was All In, Ring of Honor, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we won't get into that. Either way, I'm so happy that Stephen Amell decided to make the jump into wrestling, as short as it was, because, I mean, it turned me to his show, because I didn't know about his show before. Started watching his show. I ended up really liking his show, and it made me an even bigger fan of Stephen Amell and what he decided to do. So this was actually, to me, one of those situations where I think, for me, it worked the other way around, where it brought eyes to Stephen Amell's work as opposed to Stephen Amell bringing eyes to the WWE. If you don't know who Lawrence Taylor is, you probably probably should, because he main evented a WrestleMania. He has more WrestleMania main events than CM Punk. That being said, it's not the greatest main event. It's actually considered one of the worst main events in WrestleMania history, but what do you expect when you put in a non-wrestler into a WrestleMania main event? It's not his fault. For what it was, for what he provided, it was a great celebrity involvement, but again, our expectations of a main event of the biggest wrestling show on the planet are much higher than Lawrence Taylor. I'm going to put Lawrence Taylor into the man category, partly because of the situation that he was put in. I think it's crazy that they put him to main event WrestleMania. Next, we have Akebono. Akebono is one of the greatest Japanese sumo wrestlers, at least I think. I don't really keep up on my Japanese sumo lore, believe it or not. But yeah, no, he had a sumo match with the Big Show. It was stupid. It was trash. Drew Carey, the host of The Price is Right now. I like Drew Carey's involvement. He was at the Royal Rumble 2001, if I remember correctly, maybe even 2002. Anyways, again, you can correct me in the comments, but I like Drew Carey's involvement in this. I love the fact that he looked at Kane, he's like, nah, I'm good, and then just eliminated himself. It's still meh, you know, he didn't really do much. So I'll put him into the meh category, but you know, it's a cute appearance. It was fun and made me smile. So I guess I could say it did its job and it did what it was meant to do. But you know, was there anything really substantial there? No, not really. Let's go ahead and grab Bad Bunny. And you already know that Bad Bunny is going right into the Hall of Fame category. He is arguably the greatest celebrity involvement of all time. And no, stop telling me, no, that's John Cena, The Rock, but shut up, okay? All right, we moved past that earlier in the video. I think Bad Bunny is the greatest celebrity involvement of all time. This is somebody that prototypically, like when you look at him, he's a bag of milk. He has no chance of being able to put on a great wrestling match. But not only does he put on a great wrestling match, he puts on great wrestling matches, because he's had multiple fantastic matches now in the WWE, whether they're tag matches or singles matches. There's nothing holding this man back, and you can obviously tell that he is just a born entertainer. He plays the crowd so well. Obviously, the Puerto Rican crowd gonna be totally behind him, but outside of Puerto Rico as well, you can tell he just has the right presence of mind for the WWE, and he just has a love and a passion for this that is so evidently clear when he's out there in the ring. I have to put Bunny into the Hall of Fame. Let's go ahead and grab Iron Mike Tyson. Now here's the thing, Iron Mike Tyson is going into the trash category, but a lot of people are like, what do you mean? That's one of the most famous celebrity involvements of all time. Yes, it is. WrestleMania, when he was the special guest referee, Austin Shawn Michaels, absolutely iconic and probably one of the most memorable celebrity involvements of all time, but that wasn't a match. The only match he's had in the books in the WWE was in 2010 when he teamed up with Chris Jericho to take on DX, okay? And he did nothing, all right? Because that's like completely out of shape Mike Tyson. So look, all right, I'm only including the matches, and the match and his involvement in the match was absolute dog shit trash. Shaquille O'Neal goes into the meh category. He had that appearance at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the one that Baron Corbin won, if you want me to jog your memory. It was meh, nothing special. All we ever wanted was Shaq versus the Big Show, and they never gave it to us. It was supposed to apparently happen, and it never did. But Shaq did end up having a match over in AEW where he even took a table bump. So go watch that one if you haven't seen that one. But I'm not including his AEW stuff here. I'm just including his WWE match, and he only had one Battle Royal. It was meh, goes into the meh category. Johnny Knoxville had a match at WrestleMania 38 with Sami Zayn, in a match that I truly believe is the reason that Sami Zayn got pushed, because he was able to carry Johnny Knoxville into arguably the most entertaining match of all of WrestleMania 38. Johnny Knoxville was great in this. That slapstick match is one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. It's the right level of stupid. I love silly, stupid matches in the WWE from time to time, and this was the perfect amount of stupid. I was dying laughing the entire time. Shout out to Sami Zayn for doing the job for Johnny Knoxville. This was brilliant. I love Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania 38. His involvement leading up to it as well, because he was at the Royal Rumble match and all of his promos with Sami Zayn. Like he went in there to actually have a full program with Sami Zayn. He didn't just collect the bag and leave. Like, this man put in work. I'm putting Johnny Knoxville into the great category. Floyd Money Mayweather, to me, goes into the Hall of Fame, baby. That WrestleMania 24 feud with The Big Show and the match with The Big Show had no business being as good and as entertaining as it was. Sometimes, though, you can tell that the WWE just has no awareness of their surroundings because everyone wanted to boo Mayweather and they tried to make him the good guy going into the match. And during the match, it kind of felt like Mayweather just took the audible himself and made himself the bad guy. It was a brilliant decision to do that. The match was so incredibly entertaining. The feud was incredibly entertaining. I loved everything that they did with Floyd Mayweather in the WWE Hall of Fame for me, not even close. All right, next let's grab Mr. T, who was a headliner of not one, but 2 WrestleManias, famously being in the main event of the very first WrestleMania, tagging with Hulk Hogan. But this was huge for the WWE in terms of putting the WWE on the map again with the mainstream. This was a tremendous step forward for the WWE. Going back and watching the feud and watching the promos and watching the hype packages, it was a lot of fun. The match itself was like pretty underwhelming, but hey, honestly, a lot of the matches from this era of professional wrestling, to me at least, maybe they were exciting for people back then. They're just not very exciting to me. But still, it doesn't change the fact that I acknowledge that this man was in 2 marquee matches of WrestleMania. He was a giant star in the late 80s for it was a huge get for the WWE is what I'm trying to say. He was a huge megastar outside of professional wrestling. So to have him be an advocate of the world of professional wrestling was just a giant victory for everybody. I'm going to be putting Mr. T into the Hall of Fame. I'm going to be putting Pat McAfee also in the Hall of Fame tier. There's a lot of Hall of Famers in this one, but again, it's kind of skewed because I've got John Cena, Batista, and The Rock in there. But Pat McAfee has had some banger matches, not only in WWE, but like WrestleMania, NXT, and of course his work in commentary. But you know, we're not including that work in commentary. We're really including the work in the ring and, you know, like the feud leading into it. And Pat McAfee has done a fantastic job of building feuds and getting matches over and impressing the hell out of the world with his in-ring skill. Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. And same thing goes with Logan Paul. Logan Paul also into the Hall of Fame. This man is a physical specimen. He is doing things that make no sense to me sometimes. He has no business being as good as he is with as little training and as little experience as he has. Like physically, he has all of the right attributes to be a fantastic WWE superstar, but to elevate himself the way that he has, it's absolutely mind-boggling. To me, he has had one of the greatest runs of matches for non-traditional wrestlers that I've ever seen. Logan Paul, easy Hall of Fame. Okay, that's it. I'm done. That's my list. Get out of here.